Hey guys, what's up? This is Jasno GT, aka Jason, your favorite reviewer of old ass cell phones. Old shit. I keep it old school because if it's too new, it's just not good enough for me. So, anyways, in the future, I may do some other old shit. Uh, Maybe next year, late next year or something, I'll do the review on the MyTouch 3G. So, look forward to that. But right now we have obviously a BlackBerry 9650, which is released I think second quarter of last year, which is still, it's an awesome phone. If you look at any other of my other videos from the past, you know that I always talk about BlackBerry. I always go back to BlackBerry. Even though I started my Verizon contract with this guy, which is awesome, and you've already seen my little take on this guy. This thing is still in mint condition. It's awesome. Love it. But sometimes you get tired of the touchscreen. You get tired of the interface. I get tired of HTC Sense sometimes. I know you can take it off with Launcher Pro. I've done that. I'm just like, I just get tired of it. It's just, I don't want to. I'm not interested in iPhones anymore. I've looked into it, but iOS doesn't seem to interest me right now. WebOS, never tried that. Never had a chance. It's pretty much dead right now. But so I always go back to BlackBerry, and I was a big fan of the 8530 before, and I'm a fan of this. So the only difference between, well, there's some differences between the 8530 and this. A little bit heavier, not too much, not too heavy. It's not like a Droid, 2 or 3 or anything. Great keyboard. It's a little bit better than the Curve, I believe. It's a little more spaced out. Feels great. It just feels it's a premium product. I just love how the buttons are. It's funny how you see they don't make sense. It's like asymmetrical buttons. You have two buttons, one on each side for, you can set them to whatever you want. And but this one has little notches and this one doesn't. Why is that? It's kind of interesting. It's kind of like, I like design cues like that, little asymmetrical, stuff. It's kind of like an old biker leather jacket, how it has zippers on one side and doesn't on the other. Why? Whatever. I don't know. I like it. Screen resolution. Fantastic. It's just, look, the screen is black too. I don't know if that has anything to do with pixels density or anything like that, because this has 480 by 800, but it's a gray screen. I'm not sure black or color of the screen has anything to do with it. Probably not. I don't know if that's, I don't know. But anyways, if you're considering getting this like secondhand, because I don't know if you can buy it through Verizon anymore. If you want, I got this off eBay for, in mint condition. Got it for $120 in mint condition, but it didn't have a charger. Big deal. I can always go get a freaking charger. I got a, Walmart whatever charger. Didn't come with a box or anything, but I said, you know what? I miss my BlackBerry. I don't want to get a Curve again. I want to get this. So the camera's actually great. Everything's great about this. I love the design of it. It's a little bit dated design, like I said before. It's based off the Tour. But it's not, it's not overly thick or anything like the Bold 9000. But, compared to the Bold 9700, 9780, it's the same thickness. They're just a little slimmer. They're slimmer in their width and they're tapered on the side, which makes it a little sleeker and a little lighter too. Now having this, I actually want a 9780 on T-Mobile, not just because the cell phone, and because I'm not that obsessive and compulsive. I'm not going to switch a carrier just because of a millimeter or something. It's not like that. I'm tired of Verizon. I don't like their texting. I don't like their plans, especially when it comes to texting. I'm just not feeling Verizon anymore because of that. T-Mobile right now has some great plans, at $69.99, unlimited text. You have to pay for every. Look on the websites. Verizon. I'm just not feeling Verizon's plans anymore. Thinking about selling these two, and I got one of these too. Samsung Intensity, and used for a couple of months to save some money, but you're thinking, well, you're buying a phone, you're not really saving any money, but that's another story. I got this for free. So anyways, but if you're a fan of BlackBerry and you're on Verizon, you want to buy this secondhand, from eBay or whatever, go for it. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. The only thing I don't like about this that the Bold 9700, 9780 has, there's one difference that I like about those phones and not this one. Other than that, they're pretty much the same, but there's one thing that I don't like. Well, especially between the 9780 in this one. It's not the 5 megapixel camera. This has a 3.2. I'm not talking about that. There's one internal thing that I noticed with this one that I wish I had. So thinking about jumping to T-Mobile, keep an eye on that 9630 curve, the new curve 9630. That's going to be released pretty soon. I'm actually keeping my eye on that because the specs on a new 9630 are actually higher than on the 9780, even though it's a curve. So I don't know, I may end up getting that, and it's supposed to be super thin. It's really thin, really light. But yeah, I really like this, but give me a second. This camera sucks, so I have to change the view to do a macro look on the screen. But yeah, hang out. Okay, so here's a look at the screen view of the Bold 9650. As you can see, the clarity of the screen, even though it's a smaller screen, it's, you think, oh, 2.4 inches, that's too small. When you see the pixel density on this thing, even though it's 360 by 480, these days you're like, oh, 360 by 480, that's not very good. You have to understand that it's crammed to a very, very small space, so its pixel density is actually pretty darn good. And it's very crisp, no problems with the display at all. This is running OS 6, but I'm not going to go into OS 6 as there's a million other reviews on that. You can go on YouTube, and YouTube is your friend. Look it up, OS 6. There are some things about OS 6 that I love when it comes to the web browser. And let's see here. There's some things about OS 6 that I don't like. Because, yeah, I have my home page set to Google. I think I did this on the last video too with the 8530. But let's see here. The thing is, the fanciness, the fancy animations. Go to options here. Just push push O for options. Shortcut there. I'm noticing some lag. I think it's because of, even though it has 500, it has double the RAM of the Tor. It even has double the RAM of the Bold 9700. The only problem is, and this one thing is, like I said in my last segment, is that the processor. The processor is actually a 528. Correct me if I'm wrong. I've done my little research. You guys, if I have it wrong, let me know. It's got the 528 megahertz processor. The Bold 9700, 9780, they have a faster processor. They have the 624 megahertz processor. And my friend has a Curve 9330 on T-Mobile with a 624, and it's snappier than this. And that kind of pisses me off when you have a Bold and it's laggier than a Curve. That's not good. Not to say this phone is not good. It's awesome. If I downgraded this phone to OS 5.0, I guarantee you it'd be snappier. Because I remember my 8530 was snappy. It was just like boom, 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 boom. That's what I loved about it. Just like boom, I'm there. I mean, it's just I'm all over it. And you get used to a Snapdragon 1 gigahertz on Android. You want snappiness. And I guarantee you, if I downgraded this, yes, it would be much snappier. But it's not that laggy. The lagginess is very minimal. It's not the type of lagginess that's going to make me freak out. But I have seen it. I'm trying to. Okay, yeah. Here's a test. Camera application. Okay, let's go to camera. Okay, there's your camera. Okay, on the higher processor Blackberries, you see the shutter speed is faster. So look. That's slow. You see that? I don't like that. I want it to be, I don't know if it's supposed to be like that or not. By the way, the brightness, you saw the brightness just now. Changing gears here. When it comes to apps and things like that, you guys have to get one of the apps that I recommend. I know I'm kind of shortening this video because it can't be too long. The One Touch flashlight, free. It's awesome. Look at that. Super bright. Super, super bright. It's actually brighter than my HTC. Super bright. Love it. Get it. Another thing, got the Weather Channel. And some little games here that I've tried out. They're not really, I wouldn't recommend all of them. Of course, I have my translator there. Monster Bash. Monster, what is it? I can't even see it. Monster Rush. Monster Rash. Monster Rash. Get a Monster Rash. This right here is awesome. This is a great game. And it takes up a little space, but not too much. Awesome game. I'd recommend it. But what you need to get, no matter what, is this. TuneIn Radio. Forget iHeartRadio, Slacker, Pandora. Well, those may be great for some people. But for me, for what I've noticed, TuneIn Radio is amazing. It's awesome. It's way underrated. You never even hear about it. I have weird subject interests like paranormal, interdimensional beings, cryptozoology, Bigfoot, weird shit. I can type it in, and there's a channel that comes up that talks about whatever I'm thinking of. It's right there. Podcast, boom, right there. It's awesome. Get TuneIn Radio. I can't say it enough. It's the best app out there. It's also on Android. I'm not sure if it's on Apple. But anyways, so those are, yeah, I mean, I like the phone. I really like it. I don't know. I may just stay with Verizon. Just save money. Maybe I just sell off my other phones because I like to be a penny pincher. But I don't know. If you're thinking about it, get it. Thumbs up if you like Bud Light. Who doesn't? I mean, look at this. Got your Bud Light right here. It's awesome. I might do a review on this next week, hopefully, if I don't get a DWI. But yeah, if you're interested in the Bold 9650, you're on Verizon, you want to get it secondhand, go for it. Another thing I really like is this right here, the very top. Kind of reminds me of Android. Drop down, you have your Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and you have your options right there. So, anyways, check it out if you're interested in it. And thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. Everyone be safe out there, and have a nice evening. Peace. See you later. Thanks.